Welcome back. This is The Pulse. NDC doesn't need any fact-finding committee to explain why the party lost the elections. The arrogance showed by some government appointees and several years of neglect by leadership caused our defeat. This is according to the leader of the Coalition for Rejuvenation and Reorganization of the National Democratic Congress, Kuku Ampia. They do not believe that the party's plan to get some facts as to exactly what went into the party's defeat in the recent elections is anything to go by. Kuku joins me in the studio for a conversation on this. Kuku, it's good to have you. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you, madam. And how are you doing too?
Okay, I'm not doing bad at all.
Yeah.
He's spokesperson actually for the group.
Yeah.
So you're saying everybody has said, I mean, it's quite logical that if you go through any situation and you fail, you take some time back and look at the situation, do some introspection, retrospection, whatever it is, and to look at the real problems, the things that made you fail.
Exactly.
Why do you think your party, if you so love the party, does not need such a good process to look at why you failed?
Thank you very much. We're not saying that we don't need a process. All we're just trying to say is that the facts or the reasons why we lost the elections are known. It's an open secret, madam. When you walk on the streets, you know, NDC believes in an ordinary person. Okay, so it's just easy for you to know exactly what happened. Now, we started by asking just two simple questions. One, when you compare our 2012 election results to the 2016 election results, you realize that the numbers, the figures reduced. Mm-hmm. The question we keep asking is, why did the figures reduce?
So and what answer did you get?
Good. Most of our people did not vote. They did not vote. Mm-hmm. So why didn't they vote? That is where we had the answers. Most of them keep telling us that some behavior, some arrogant behavior of government appointees turned them off. Some also even told us that they didn't have any good message to campaign on.
How scientific is this? Because you're talking about a fact-finding committee who perhaps is going to engage more scientific means of getting to know the reasons behind your failure. So if you say people keep telling us that it's the arrogant, how scientific
Madam,
is
I can give you a typical example. In 2001, when we happened to be in the same situation, the same fact-finding committee was formed, headed by Dr. Obed Asamoah. What came out of it? Nothing. Whatever report was given to them or whatever outcome was swept under the carpet. Nobody heard of it. So by history, going by history, we decided to let the whole world know that the grassroots know exactly what the problem is.
Exactly.
So, exactly, and I'm telling you, you can go everywhere. That is the basis of the whole problem.
You say arrogance of leaders.
Of some
leaders.
Government appointees.
And what? And then what?
And some government appointees, like we said in our thing, the neglect by party leadership, neglect by grassroots party leadership. They lost in tune. They weren't in tune with the grassroots. Okay, so it looks like most of the campaign was done at the top. Meanwhile, those who were needed to vote were left out. Okay, then what really made the whole thing worse was the ineffective election campaign.
You think the election campaign was ineffective?
Of course, yes.
Is this an issue you raised during the campaign, or you're bringing this up now?
Some of us told them in the beginning. Some of us told them in the beginning. You see, no political party goes to an election without any strategies, and we cannot make our strategies known to our opponents. But within the party, I believe the hierarchy was made aware that the decisions or the plan that we really choose and is not really going to help us. They ignored. Fine, they know exactly, or they have their plan B, just to realize on the 7th of December that whatever they had in mind was going to be a failure.
But just because you lose an election doesn't necessarily mean that your campaign was not effective, you know?
Madam, the campaign was ineffective.
Okay.
If it was effective, we would have had a good result.
Okay. Now you're saying that the grassroots, people at the grassroots are telling you that these are the reasons that people are telling you.
Exactly.
But the fact-finding committee are also going to contact or get in touch with the grassroots.
Exactly.
So why don't you just leave them to do their job and come up with something that you can work with?
We are not taking, we are not, you know, jumping the gun or taking the, deciding for the fact-finding committee. We are just helping them, telling them, Master, instead of you spending too much resources or time going about the country and all, these are what we've come to find. If they listen to us, that is fine. But let's hope they come back and tell us, you know, because we know exactly that's the situation on the ground. So they don't need, we need to, you know, rejuvenate the party. I mean, we need to go down and
talking about rejuvenation, what exactly do you want? This coalition for rejuvenation and reorganization of the NDC, what exactly do you want?
The branches have been neglected. NDC believes in the grassroots, the branches. We can all tell you that the branches are not really active as of now. As of now, I'm talking to you, most of the branches have been left. Chairman, and you call them and they don't even know what is happening. And once your grassroots, the base is lost, I mean,
give me examples of branches that have been neglected.
We have so many branches in the constituencies. Okay. And when you talk about, let's say, Klole-Kote, we have about 145 branches in Klole-Kote. Okay? I wouldn't want to be here, be mentioning all the branches. The fact-finding committees will definitely go down there and listen to them.
So right now you're getting me a bit confused. Do you want the fact-finding committee to work or not?
We're not saying they shouldn't work. We are helping them.
So exactly what do you want? Do you want to work with the you want to be put on the fact-finding committee?
If what we've just said right now is something important or something relevant to them and they really want us to tell them, where do we get our facts? They should just invite us. We'll tell them.
Okay, so is it that you want the people to call you to start working with them?
We are not saying they should call us. All we are trying to say is we are helping them so that we ease their work.
One of the things that your party chairman has said is that if you've got issues, come and let's deal with it internally. Do not take your issues to the media. Now you've held this press conference and you're calling for this and all of that. Is it not deviation or diversion from what the party structures
I just told you earlier that in 2001 we had the same thing.
But the party says, let's deal with it internally. Why are you doing this outside?
We are not doing it outside. We are just helping them.
Helping them. Now you're sitting on our TV and you're talking to the whole world.
Yeah.
And you're telling them this is the situation. Your chairman says, come and talk to us and let's deal with it internally. Have you done that?
What I'm saying, it's in the pipeline.
It's in the pipeline?
Yeah.
So how do you work it out on the outside before you bring it on the inside? Have you got a family?
Forget about that. We're not talking about family aspect.
Right, because I want to find out how you deal with issues internally.
What we are trying to say is, whatever the situation is, we already know.
Okay.
It will be better for us to just hit the ground running than wasting time.
Hit the ground running. What do you want them to do?
By just going to,
the grassroots.
The grassroots. That's what we're saying.
But the fact-finding committee is already going to do that, as far as we understand.
But that's what we're saying. That you make me keep going back.
Yes,
I keep telling you that in 2001 we had the same issue,
and it didn't work.
It didn't work, so we're just helping them.
I see.
Now we have this one, so probably they'll find out exactly what we are talking about.
Who is supporting you in this?
Who's supporting me?
Yes, who's backing you in this?
Why backing?
Have you got anyone pushing any agenda with this?
Why should somebody push an agenda?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, nobody's pushing an agenda. This a group of NDC people who have taken it upon themselves to find out exactly what is going on and advise our people. We don't need anybody to support us.
And your advice is they should go to the grassroots.
Exactly. That's
you feel they're not doing that?
That's what we feel that they are not doing. That's the solution. That's the main problem.
What are your thoughts about the recent press conference that your party held?
Recent press conference on what?
On they say that NPP people are attacking them, that they want the president to speak, etc.
Let me give you this quote by Haile Selassie. It says, throughout history, the inactions of those who could have acted, the indifference of those who should have known better, and the silence of the voices of justice is what made evil triumph.
In effect?
I've said what I have to say.
You said what you have to say? Yeah. I see. So you wouldn't mind at all if the fact-finding committee that has been put together by the NDC calls your group to engage you? on how to do the work that they've been assigned?
I mean, we are not forcing them, but if they find it necessary to deal with us or contact us, our doors are always opened.
Did you follow the event of 31st December?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Gusitano
Yes.
and Mr. Rollins were both on the same stage.
Yes.
Are you a part of that team? Because they were basically saying the same thing that you're saying about rejuvenating.
We are not
and
here.
reclaiming the
We are
party.
not here to do the bidding for the founder of the party and Mr. Gusitano. We are not here to do any bidding for them. We believe the party has structures that elects whoever has to be the flag bearer. All we are trying to say is the grassroots has been left unattended, and we are asking or pleading with them to come down to our level so we can be in tune, so that by 2020 at least the party will be much more organized and much more stronger, united for a better elections.
Okay, and I'm asking you questions about NDC because you sound very passionate about the party. So I take it that these are issues that you're concerned with. You spoke about flag bearership. I didn't even mention it. When I mentioned Mr. Gusitano, do you get the feeling that he wants to be flag bearer of the party?
I have no idea. I'm not his spokesperson, so I don't know anything about it.
Obviously, I know you're not his spokesperson, but you mentioned flag bearer, and that's why I'm asking.
I mean, there's been news going around, people saying this 2020, that 2020, and if you read my press, it tells you.
Your press statement.
Yes, we said it somewhere that, okay, despite our disappointment with leadership, we must avoid personality attacks. Our crisis will not be resolved simply by playing the musical chairs or playing an ostrich. We must shelve our premature and unproductive debates on who leads us in 2020. That is not part of our program at all. We really want the party to be well organized. Okay. That's all we are asking for.
Well organized for 2020.
Exactly.
And if they don't call you, and if they don't do, the fact-finding committee doesn't do what you feel they should do, what's going to happen?
I mean, since I'm a member of the party, I would have to do my own bit to help the party.
So you won't be offended at all if they don't do what you want them to do?
Why would I be offended? I've told them, if they don't mind me, that's fine. But I'll do the little that I can in my little small way to help the party.
I see. Okay, it's good to have you here on the show. Kuku Ampia, a spokesperson for the Coalition for the Rejuvenation and Reorganization of the party, of the NDC, and I've been engaging him on what exactly their request to the party leadership is. You think that the party leadership should get to the grassroots because they have not paid enough attention to the grassroots, and that's why they lost.
That is why the party, that's what the grassroots claim.
And if they don't do that, they're going to perhaps lose the next election.
That is your opinion.
Well, I'm saying something. If it works for you, it's okay. If it doesn't, it's okay.
That's your opinion.
All right. So we say a very big thank you to you, and I hope that your party leaders listen. We're trying actually to speak to some of the party leaders or the NDC and the party leaders to find out what they think about this. We're unable to do that at the moment, but I believe that we will do so, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Right.